Okay, I see a live button.
All right, welcome everyone. We're gonna be with you in just 1 second. I got to do a couple behind the scenes things here. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. All right, you silly computer, help me out here. Technology can be fun. All right, I see us, and we're going to share this to the world. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome today, a cold Tuesday here in the DMV. Hope everyone is doing fantastic today. Say hi to our guest, David. We'll be giving him a proper introduction in just a few moments. But for now, this is a live hot seat that we do each Tuesday where my guests will present their obstacles they're facing with real estate investing, and I'll crush each and every one of them. This is going to be a little different show today. You guys are going to love this, so stay tuned. It's going to be awesome. Besides helping real estate investors take their business to another level, I do these live streams to show ordinary people that you can achieve freedom through real estate investing using a tactic called wholesaling, which doesn't require credit or tons of cash to succeed. I started in 2003 with a negative $80,000 net worth. I was one of the 78% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck. I've been able to build Express Home Buyers into a company that does 200 wholesale deals per year and generates millions in wholesale fees without my day-to-day involvement. I no longer live paycheck to paycheck. You can do the same, I promise. Just listen to this live stream and download my book titled Wholesaling Secrets. Discover this one technique we use to close over 200 wholesale deals every year consistently. Stick around to the end for details on how to get it. Anyway, give me a second to share this broadcast to my personal page if you don't mind. While I'm doing this, let me know where you're watching from by typing in the comments below. I love to hear where you're listening from. Whether you're watching this live or watching a rebroadcast, let me know as I jump in here after the live broadcast is done. So definitely make sure to leave a comment or a question. Also, please share this video post with anyone you think might want it. And there are going to be a lot of people out here that want to see this one. And can you click the thumbs up if I say something good? And if you want to send me some love because I've said something really great, click the heart button and send me some love. All right, could you go right now and in the comments below, tell us where you're from and send me some love by clicking the heart. I super appreciate it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. Welcome everyone to the Real Estate Investing Hot Seat live stream podcast. I want to welcome David to the show. David is from Deal Machine. He's got this killer app. Welcome, David.
Thank you so much for having me. It's good to be here.
Now, are you in Indianapolis today?
I am in Indianapolis, just north in a place called Carmel, Indiana.
All right, so you're enjoying probably about 40-degree weather today, huh?
It's chilly today. It snowed yesterday, and it's supposed to be 60 degrees tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I talked to one of my marketing folks in Erie, Pennsylvania, and about at 10 o'clock this morning, he was in his truck. It took him an hour to get somewhere. Should have taken him 20 minutes because he was dealing with 5 inches of snow.
Oh, my gosh.
Crazy, crazy, crazy times. I can't wait for 100-degree days. I don't ever complain about those, but I really never will complain again. So, David, usually we have an investor, and you are an investor. So maybe we'll talk a little about your investing business and how you got started. But I really want to just jump right into it. I came across you a couple months ago. You reached out to me. You knew that I had a great name and the reputation. I did a ton of deals, and you're like, Brad, you started coaching, man. You may want this app. I looked into it. I did some research, and I was blown away. So tell the viewers, what is this app that you created? Why did you create it? And why is it so great?
Awesome. Yeah, I would love to. So I started back out in 2016, and I was looking for my first deals. And I was looking for those properties that looked run down, vacant, abandoned, tall grass, stuff full mailbox, anything that would tell me that it wasn't quite right. Something wasn't quite right about it. And so I was writing down all my addresses. I had a limited budget, and I kind of wanted to learn my local market. So this is what I was doing. And I wrote down about 40 or 50 houses within maybe 3 or 4 hours. When I got home, I was really tired, honestly, and I cooked dinner. And then I went to the gym and went to bed and woke up next day and went back to work. And probably 3 weeks went by before I did anything with those addresses. And when I drove by one of those houses again, maybe 3 weeks later, and I saw somebody else renovating it, And then I looked down at my passenger seat and I saw that list of addresses still there. I was just like, there has to be a better solution. I can't be the only one with this, procrastination problem, if you will. And so I kind of used my software development skills to make an app for myself. It was just on my own phone for about 6 months. And I used that so that you could just take a picture of an app, and within 10 seconds, it tells me who owns it. And then it can also start generating really personalized postcards to the owner. And so in a nutshell, I mean, that's very much what the app does today. And it makes the entire process of doing the research and then putting together mail and remembering to follow up all in about 10 seconds.
That's amazing. So did you get your first deal from the app?
I didn't get my first deal from the app, but the latest deal that I did was from the app. And
okay,
it was
tell us about it.
Yeah, it was a house for, I purchased it for $4,782. And I was driving around this neighborhood because in Indianapolis, it's right by a university, and they have a new biotech center called 16 Tech going in. So I knew I wanted to buy a house in that neighborhood, and a lot of investors do too. And so I noticed this house had a blue tarp on the roof. And so I took a picture of it, and then the app told me this guy lives in the house. And so I went ahead and sent mail. And so he got a picture of his house with the tarp, and it said, "I'm interested in buying your house. Just give me a call." And I had that set on repeat. So I totally forgot about it until November when he called me 4 months later, November of 2017. And so he said he wanted to get an offer, and we ended up putting an offer together. I did for him. And he ended up, accepting the offer 2 days later, and I couldn't believe it. But it was really a special deal. He needed to move into a place where he didn't need to shovel snow or cut grass anymore because he was older and he had just had hip surgery, and the timing was right. After the third or fourth postcard, that was after he was recovering from his surgery and he realized he couldn't handle it anymore. And, we kind of developed like a special relationship because I let him pick the closing date. And he said, well, I need, a couple of months to get approved for, one of these low income housing complexes that I want to move into. And so I said, okay, that's no problem. And I ended up visiting him every week or so. And then we closed on February 1st, and it's really close. I'm going to plan on renting the house actually, instead of wholesaling this one, for about $1,000 a month next to the university, after doing a little bit of renovation to it.
So how much will you have in the house when it's done?
So the renovations, I estimate it would be about $30,000. They're actually underway right now. And so all in all, I will be in about 40, maybe 50,000, if the renovations are more expensive than I anticipated.
So, I mean, that is amazing. So $50,000, and you're getting you're going to get $1,000 worth of rent.
Mm-hmm.
So typically, that fits the 2% rule, if I'm doing my math right. So typically, if the house is worth 50 and you got 10% or 1%, which would be $500 a month rent, that's good. You're getting twice that. So you're getting a 2x. I mean, that is absolutely amazing. Wow. That's pretty awesome. So lots of things to unpack here. This is great. First of all, your app can be used so I teach wholesaling. Yep. I've bought, renovated, fixed, and wholesaled about 2,400 houses. And we shifted our model, as you know, in December of 2016 to wholesaling. But the beautiful thing about your model, which you just proved, is that whether you're wholesaling, whether you're rehabbing and fixing and flipping, or whether you are a buy and hold investor, your app works for all of those, right?
Yeah, anytime that you want to find a deal.
Amazing. So as I said, we strayed a little bit on this live stream, which is awesome. But because I don't bring on folks like you that provide services much at all, out of the close to 38 podcasts we've done, you're our third guest. And I like to bring in the best guest in their space. So before bringing you on and before starting to, promote your awesome product, I did some due diligence. And it just happened to be that one of my students, he's in our second level program of how to go from an entrepreneur to CEO. Because I teach investors since I started out with a negative $80,000 net worth and a $200 a month budget and built this business to a 7th level business that runs without me. I have the fortunate experience, like most people, that most people don't, to be able to teach anyone from a brand new investor how to get started all the way to someone who wants, total freedom in their business. So there's a coaching student of mine. He's a rock star, full-time Air Force pilot. Last year, I can't say his numbers, but being a full-time Air Force pilot, flying one of those big C-130 jets, hope I'm saying that right, cargo planes, he did an amazing amount of business. And part of that business was a $25,000 wholesale fee that he got with the Deal Machine app.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So when I heard that, I'm like, oh, this is legit. He was like, this app is awesome. So guys, we're going to talk a lot more about the app, a lot more about business, but if you want to check out this app, go to bradchandler.com/DFD for driving $4. And David's been nice enough to give a 14-day free trial and a $20 credit on your mailing. So go to bradchandler.com/DFD. And send us some love if you would while you're at it. Click on that heart button. Don't go now because you're going to miss a lot of stuff. But right after this is over, go to that web address. For now, if you can send us some love on what you've heard so far, that would be great. Okay, so another interesting thing that you said, David, is that you took a picture of this guy's house. And by the way, let me just reiterate that because someone might have just jumped on. This app is so cool that David's created called Deal Machine that you literally on your phone, you drive by a house that looks run down, vacant, banged up, whatever it is, you're not going to be taking houses of pretty neighborhoods with pretty house and pretty neighborhoods because the chances are it's just not going to work. So we're out driving around looking for rundown, beat up houses. So you drive by a house, you take a picture of the house, it automatically, all through automation in David's amazing back-end system, it finds the seller at an address, it puts the picture on a postcard, and it sends it to them. Now, quick question: Can you customize what you say on the postcard?
Yeah, you can customize anything, and we've got some templates too that you can use.
Okay, awesome. So I've already talked about, I'm big into copywriting, so I'm already talking about my students on how to use the right verbiage, and it's not just about. It's about you marketing and what you can do for the person. It's not about how great you are. So anyway, getting back to what I was saying, you take a picture, you click a button, and then you can set it up to send as many postcards as you want. But I think that you would, and I would advise at least 30 days, maybe every 3 weeks, and do that for 3-4 mailings. Because as I teach my students, you can't send one postcard and expect a deal, but you can send 3, 4, 5, 6. I got a deal one time after my sister sent the 7th letter to this lady, made $40,000. And she literally called me and said, I wasn't planning on selling my house, but you just sent me the 7th letter. So I'm going to sell my house. So you can set it. I mean, you could send 100 letters if you want, 100 postcards, but they're only $1 postcard. The important point I'm trying to get to, David, and to the listeners, is that it's automated. What we need in our lives now and what great companies do. Think about Uber, think about Airbnb. It's all automated. So you go take a picture and then it's almost like set it and forget it. And then the deals start to come in down the road. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Anything you want to comment on the whole automation process and anything I missed on just how easy it is and how it, if you take 600, you can go, how you manage the process and everything, and how it's not just on a notepad where you go back and say, gosh, when did I take that picture? How many mailings have I sent? Are there some back-end analytics that you can say, hey, well, my average is it takes me 5 postcards to get a deal.
Mm-hmm. Across the country, we've kind of put together an average that in order to get a deal, it takes adding 200 rundown properties and mailing to them at least 3 times.
So that's a whopping $600, right?
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who don't know me, I'm totally kidding, because $600 in this business for a deal is crazy low. Now, will you be able to get $600 in a market like DC or Vegas or LA? Maybe not. But even if it's $1,000 or $1,200 or even $2,000, like, I'd be super happy with that, because our average profit in DC last year was for wholesales was $37,000. So I don't even care if you have to 10x that number, David, in DC. Even if it's 10x that number and it's 6,000, that's completely amazing. So
What's the average profit margin on a wholesale deal in DC?
Well, ours was 37,000 last year.
That's how much you spent on marketing, right?
37,000 is the actual assignment fee that we're getting.
Okay.
What we're spending on marketing is anywhere between, and it varies greatly from month to month. And just this business just is that's the beast. Unfortunately, it's ranged anywhere from $7,000 a deal to $12,000 a deal.
Okay. Wow.
So people may be sitting there freaking out saying, you spend $12,000 a deal. Well, think about it, guys. If someone said to you, give me $12,000 and I'll give you back $37,000, would you do it? Now, I know some people are saying, well, I don't have $12,000. We get it. And this is why you need the app. This is exactly why you need the app. If you're thinking about getting into real estate investing, first of all, you should join my program at bradchandler.com. Secondly, and I'm going to start putting this into our program when I do some edits to my program, is you need to get this app, because when you're driving to a seller's appointment, when you're driving to work, a lot of my students still have full-time jobs. Drive a different way every time, going there and coming back. Leave 15 minutes early, drive different neighborhoods, take pictures, build your database. Because what you're doing, David, right, is you're building a database. And Gary Keller, who I have so much respect for, Keller Williams, he always talks about the money is in the database. And the bigger that your income is directly proportional to your database. So the bigger your database, the bigger your pocketbook is going to be. So what David is doing and what all of his clients are doing is the more that they do it, they're just building a database. It's bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And sooner or later, those deals are going to start coming in. And then as soon as those deals come in, you got to have an amazing follow-up system. But we teach all of that in our coaching program. So awesome stuff. So let me, I'm just going to take a quick pause to tell you, because I was just talking about the coaching program, tell everyone about something really cool I'm offering a select number of people. If you're one of the 78% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck, or you're struggling trying to grow your real estate investing business, you may be interested in this opportunity. At Brad Chandler Coaching, I teach people how to find freedom in their life doing exactly what we do, and that's to invest in real estate without needing tons of money or credit. If you're interested in learning more, you can see all of what my program has to offer by going to bradchandler.com/webinar. On this page, you'll find a free training where I discuss how to start and grow a real estate wholesaling business. If after watching the training, you're interested, simply fill out the questions at bradchandler.com/start. And if we feel like you're a fit, we'll actually schedule a strategy session with you. There's no cost or obligation to apply. You're simply applying to see if you're a fit. If we feel like you're a fit, you'll then be invited to our tribe of winners. And at that point, you can decide whether or not to enroll. If you want to learn how to make tens of thousands of dollars wholesaling a house without bank loans or loads of cash, go ahead and watch my free training at bradchandler.com/webinar. If you're looking for freedom in your life, this could be the answer. Okay, back to David. So David, I'm an entrepreneur at heart. I want to hear more about your investing business, and I want to hear more about where you plan to take Deal Machine. So let's start with the Deal Machine app. What is your goal with Deal Machine app? What are your future? I'm sure as a software developer, you're itching to think about what's the next great thing that I can do to improve the app. So tell us some of that.
Yep, absolutely. So my business partner is also named Dave. And so we work on the business full time, and we have been since October. And we plan on this being our full-time jobs for the next 3 to 5 years. And over that time, we're gonna add some staff members as our clientele grows. But we're planning on staying really focused in this next year on the driving for dollars aspect. There's so many things that we can think about and have gotten requests for doing, in terms of real estate software, but it's going to get even better in terms of what the app can do for you driving. So an example of that is, we started out sending the direct mail, and then we added the option to also send an email or a text message to the owner based on adding like the enhanced search, which gives you the mobile phone number, the email of the owner, and then a list of other properties that they also own. And so
can we unpack that a little bit, David?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So by the way, if that's not killer, I mean, that is what an amazing service. Click that like button or send us some love. Send David some love. So tell us how that works. You take the picture, you push the button. What are the steps? And does their email and phone number get texted? Like, how does that all work? And how do you actually get in contact with the folks?
Yep. So as soon as you add the property, that usually starts by taking a photo. And then you get this screen that looks very similar to Uber with a map and a pin. And you can just put the map right over the house that you took a picture of. And then you'll immediately see who owns the house and their mailing address. And that comes from the county. And so you can just do that an unlimited number of times. And you can also see like when they bought it, you can see what type of mortgage they took out when they bought it, so that you could even see potentially how much equity they have in the deal, which can be important if you're going to do a wholesale deal. So then you have two options. One is you can press start mailers, and it's going to start sending mail that's really personal. It's got a photo of the house on both sides of this color inkjet postcard. And that can be a sequence that just begins the moment you press start, and then you don't have to think about it until the owner calls you. A couple other things you can do is you can press enhanced search. And that's what gives you more info about the owner, like what's their cell phone number or what's their email address. And then also, if you've ever been in a scenario where the county says they live there, but clearly they don't because it looks vacant, you can get a list of all their registered addresses with this enhanced search as well. So every time you file a USPS address change, it gets logged in this database, and that's what shows up in the app. So then you can send mail to an apartment they may be renting or wherever they may be. And so that's your two options whenever you add a property, is either mail or the enhanced search to get all that other info.
That is awesome. That is really awesome. So it just gives you their email address and their phone number. And then you like put in it's up to your system doesn't do anything yet. It's up to the client to actually use that information and follow up.
Yes. So in terms of what's coming next, that's the automation of using that information so that you could send an email, a text message, and a mailer to all, arrive at the owner at their house on the same day.
Wow, absolutely beautiful. So what does it cost for the email and phone number?
So the mailers cost 99 cents each, and the enhanced search is 99 cents one time in order to get that information.
Okay. And do you know what percentage you actually have a good phone number and email address for the folks?
Yeah, so we're seeing above a 75% match rate on the enhanced search.
Wow. And are you having clients have some success with either the texting or the emailing? Are they getting deals?
So we've got a group that is actually doing enhanced search, and they are cold calling everyone rather than using the mailers. And so the way that they're doing that is they're pairing it with a dialer, like Mojo Dialer, in order to cold call all of those lists. So they recently started using the app, and we've had some clients do some deals here and there with that. But since that's a newer feature, we're really excited to see if we can even beat our direct mail results.
That's awesome. So $1, guys, for those of you new to the business, I mean, $1 for an email address and a phone number that has a 75% success rate. I mean, it's a great price, really great price. So David, does this work? Where doesn't this work?
Right now, the app works in the United States, and it should work everywhere in the United States.
Wow. Every single city in the United States.
That's right.
Beautiful, beautiful. I got some questions. So as I look down, I've got a student of mine in New Orleans who just started using the app a couple of weeks ago. And like I said, he's building his database, but he's like, man, this thing is awesome, Brad. Thanks so much for telling us. Again, guys, if you want to get the app and you want to get a 14-day free trial and you want to get David's giving $20 for free to go mail. So try it out. I mean, you got nothing to lose. Go mail 20 postcards. Go call 20 people. Just go to bradchandler.com/DFD for driving for dollars. And you'll get that by clicking on a link, you'll get that special. David, so you talked a little bit about this, but what sets you apart from, because I think there's a couple other, maybe you have some competitors, but how are you different from the competitors out there?
We are working on this as our full-time business. We've got the full integration. So it's truly, from end to end, you can do everything within the app. And I think that's unique in terms of what's available today.
Awesome. Okay. So sticking with the spirit of the hot seat, I've been pretty easy on you. I want to hear, what is your biggest obstacle with your business right now?
I would say it's actually been pretty nice. I think it's grown organically, and I think the best thing that anyone can do is to share it, and that's what people have been doing. We're not able to figure out the Facebook ad formula, so like we tried some Facebook ads and some other ways of growing, but we've just really let it grow organically, which has worked out really, really well. So I'm not sure if you were asking for Deal Machine or for
deal machine. Like if you
my personal investing.
What's the one thing? Is it your obstacle is just getting more investors on the platform?
Yeah.
And what right now you're doing it organically. You tried Facebook. You said it hasn't worked so great.
Yeah.
Have you tried, because I've spent millions of dollars marketing in my business, and we spend over $100,000 a month marketing. So I've done a lot. I'm one of those rare investors that really, really gets marketing. So I can't tell you the number of times where I've gotten a vendor and they were terrible. Is it possibly that you guys just don't have the expertise, or you don't have the right person, getting those ads up for you?
I think that's definitely possible, because it's me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's me experimenting with Facebook ads and running those.
Okay. So you're a smart guy, so you understand this. You've got, you have limited knowledge of Facebook advertising. The company that I use to do my Facebook advertising, and we'll talk offline, for my coaching business, they have, I don't know how many clients they have, but they have clients in all kinds of space. They have a Facebook rep that they can literally pick up the phone and talk to. So I would highly urge you to test using a really good vendor. And you and I, there might be some really cool stuff you and I can do together. So we'll talk offline about that. But don't give up on Facebook, because I think Facebook is a really good outlet.
Yeah, it definitely had me excited about it.
So I asked this. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying thanks for helping out.
Yeah. So one of the things I want to mention, we have a case study. So there's bound to be people listening here saying, God, this just sounds too good to be true. You can get a deal app for hardly anything. You can make money in real estate without money. It is true. Like I know at one point in time, I was like, yeah, it sounds like it could be true. And David, you were probably there at one point in your life too, like wholesale, like how does this work? But I know one of your top clients is a friend of mine in Indianapolis, and he did 300 wholesale deals last year. And I know his whole team uses this deal app. So if you guys are a little skeptical, like, can you really do it? I actually created a 45, actually longer than that, over an hour video that walked through a townhouse that I did in Chantilly, Virginia. And if you go to bradchandler.com/case study, I literally unveiled the curtain, and from the start to how we picked the mailing list to how we called the person, everything's recorded. How we valued the property, how we estimated the renovations, it's all there. So go check it out. I promise you, after you watch it, bradchandler.com/case study, you will not be skeptical. And David, you can vouch, like how I'm sure a lot of your clients around the country are wholesaling using your app, right?
A lot of people they're doing wholesaling using the app. That's absolutely right. I would say I was in the minority, because I made that for myself. I was looking for buy and holds, but now that I've been exposed to more wholesalers, I'm really looking to do some wholesale deals myself.
Yeah, because anyone who's just done a couple of rehab deals, rehabbing is the toughest part of the business. And I noticed how you said a $30,000 renovation, and then you were like maybe 40, maybe 50 into it, because it's going to happen. Like you can't do something that you've never done before and not make mistakes. You're going to get taken by contractors. You're going to make the wrong choices. You're going to have a contractor put in a floor and it's going to be sideways, and you're going to have to fire him and bring in another contractor. So renovations are the toughest part of the business, and they almost killed us a couple times. So that's why we got out of it. So I asked this before, but I just want to ask it one more time. What are the cool things coming down the pipe in terms of technology improvements for Deal App? What are some of the things that I know you don't want to say, but I'm going to try to pull them out of you? What's like, even if it's 6 months down the road, like what's something really cool you want to do with the app?
Yeah. So one other thing that, we wanted to implement was, how do I take myself and my own time out of the business? So to get started with the app, like you're the one adding the properties. And then you might also see that we allow these people called deal finders, so they can add deals for you. And so we want to continue to make that easy to onboard, train, and hire those deal finders, and even pay those deal finders right in the app. and have like a professional agreement between you and the deal finders. So it becomes a business system that you can use, to continue to get deals. But you don't have to spend a lot on marketing. And then you can also remove yourself from that equation because you've got people out there looking for deals for you. And the system will include abilities to, actually have an employment contract with them right there in the app, the ability to pay them right there in the app, and manage the whole process remotely.
And the ability to find the people in the first place?
Exactly.
So guys, that is an absolutely amazing idea. Click the heart button and send some love to David in cold Indianapolis. Just click the heart button, share this. This is amazing information. And here's the reason, because I was thinking, David, when I first heard about your app, I was thinking, how can I bring this into my business and how can I scale it? And because I tried using bird dogs and it's kind of hard to find them. It's kind of hard to manage them. If and when you figure that part out, David, and you can have like a turnkey solution where you can say, here's the program to go find these people, manage them, incentivize them, pay them, holy moly, like the sky's the limit. So I can't wait to, how many months down the road do you think that is?
I think it would be safe to say within 6 months.
Within 6 months. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we're getting near the end of the show. David, what have I not asked you that you think would be really important for the listeners to know about your app, yourself, anything?
Oh man, great question. I mean, I think one thing is that I noticed about myself is I was interested in real estate investing in 2015. That's whenever I, read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I was like turned on to the whole idea, but I didn't do my first deal until February 2017. So I was trying to look back and trying to really, really look hard about like, why did that take me so long? Like that was over a year. And I don't know if I totally have the answer. Maybe you do, Brad. But when I look at how, wholesalers are using the app now, I think having a really, really clear goal of actions to take is helpful. And I know in our app, it looks like, 200 properties, mail 3 times. And as a challenge, I went to see how many properties I could add in an hour. And I got like 73 properties in an hour and a half. So 200
Wow.
properties is really doable. Maybe not in DC, but in Indianapolis, I know there are certainly neighborhoods that it's very doable. A lot of properties like that you can add. So I don't know. I think that's helpful, for if somebody's brand new and, and they're kind of on their journey of learning and stuff, is if I had somebody to tell me exactly what to do, and the steps to take like that, I think I would have done first deal a lot faster.
You would have. I mean, it's all about follow-up, having a follow-up system, marketing, and then following up with those people and knowing what to say. So now you have one of the lowest cost options out there. I mean, it's probably even lower cost than bandit signs on a per deal basis. So, and I'm glad you said that last thing. And I'm glad I asked the question, because don't you feel like if someone's watching this and they may have never even thought about real estate investing, but they're just in a job that they're not fulfilled. Like I can't, I just, it pains me and it drives me crazy to see people that are in bad relationships and bad jobs and they're not doing anything. And I think sometimes it's because they don't know where to turn. And you and I are giving them an option right now. They can take my coaching program. They can take your app, and they don't need, $120,000 to go open a Subway franchise. I think the average Subway makes like $60,000 or $70,000. Well, we'll do $60,000 or $70,000 in wholesale fees sometimes in like 2 days. So David, would you vouch that for the person that's sitting there in a dead end job, or just gets up every day and says, I hate my job, but they have a passion maybe for doing something entrepreneurial or real estate? This isn't pie in the sky stuff. Like, you've got hundreds of people around the country. I've got investors all around the country. We're doing it. We're making money in real estate. Do you agree that, just go out there and make it happen?
Absolutely. I know it seems like it can be pie in the sky stuff, but I just try to make it as simple as possible so that it's very practical and they can follow that. So I would definitely agree with that.
And that's exactly what I've done with my coaching program too. It's literally step by step. It's like buying a McDonald's playbook. You put the fries on for 10 minutes at 350 degrees. Like, that's exactly what I provide, and that's exactly what you provided. So awesome stuff. So if you want to get this killer app, guys, you got to go get it. There's no downside. David's actually giving money out of his pocket to you. He's giving you $20 of free mailings, free phone numbers, free emails, whatever you want. Go to bradchandler.com/DFD, DFD for driving for dollars, and you'll see a link there to click on. So guys, thanks for sticking around to the end. Again, to get my free wholesaling secrets book, which is discover this one technique we use to close over 200 wholesale deals every year, just text the word invest, INVEST, to 855-999-1616. Remember, it is possible for you to leave your job and get the freedom you deserve in your life through real estate investing without needing money to buy or renovate the homes. Myself, David, my students are living proof. Okay, thanks so much, David. This concludes our show for the day.
Thank you.
Take care, man, and keep rocking.
Thanks, you too.
Bye.
Bye.